bunch of poets, and it was like on a movie set, and somebody kept coming in and doing that, being like, poet number 2, take 1. Like that. And I felt really, there's like a lot of fog around, a lot of dramatic, like everything was all dark, and then like when you start talking, a light slowly shines on you. I can't wait to see what happens.
Record. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I hate being on camera.
It's all good.
Oh, I should have got myself a water.
Huh.
That's okay, I got my coffee. I've got my coffee. I gotta have a better setup.
Yes.
Okay, hopefully we're both on at least one of these cameras.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am here with Ariane Cyusa.
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 It's okay.
I'm gonna start it again.
No,
I'm gonna do it again. Cyusa.
Yep.
Okay, I'm here today with Ariane Cyusa, and she is a wonderful poet, and I'm gonna get to interview her today, and she's gonna give us a little performance afterwards. So I would love it, Ariane, if you could tell us a little about yourself, how you got into your craft, and anything else you'd like to share real quick before we get into the hardcore questions.
Hardcore. Okay. So I love poetry. I love poetry. I'm trying to live in poetry as much as possible, which is why I started a business, which we'll talk about later. So I started writing in 2012. It was a very dark and painful time in my life. I was homeless. I ended up being homeless for about 3 years, between the ages of 19 and 22. And in this time, I sort of stumbled on something that at the time felt like something new to me, but you know, in all actuality, I've been a storyteller in my head for myself my whole life. So poetry has been a really cool way to capture things, capture emotions and memories, and sort of understand myself better through poetry. And
you definitely do it well.
Thank you. It's also been a steady choosing to work through the pain instead of against it, you know, and to find ways to just live in the art as much as possible, because I'll find myself writing really powerful words about myself sometimes, and then once they're on paper I'll be like, who is that? Like, that's not me, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, I let myself have a lot of audacity when I'm creating, and then I don't get to believe it until I perform it often, you know.
Yeah.
And that to me has been like, I gotta just keep performing. I gotta keep performing and find different ways to do it, because I want to believe these things about myself constantly. So
absolutely, it's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Any advice that you would give to anybody just now getting into it a little bit?
Ooh, interesting. Okay, that's cool that you asked me that, because I feel like I'm starting to get into it. But you know, anybody.
Well, I mean, yeah. From my perspective, you've done so much progress even since I first, met you on the scene, and so it's just a beautiful thing. And I know, like, I'm curious. A lot of people are curious. How did you get so far so fast?
Okay. Yeah. So like I said, the main thing is to allow yourself to work with pain instead of against it. Like, it might sound, it's really easy to say that, but what that looks like, at least for me, this year, starting in January, I took a lot of strong vows for myself, to live for myself, to work hardest for myself, and a lot of times what that looks like is letting go of really toxic people or toxic things.
Yeah.
And sometimes that is very painful because you care about these people a lot, and you want them to be happy, and you think that if you put that barrier there, then they can't be happy without you possibly. But
Right.
I don't know everything. All I know is I'm supposed to focus on me. So one of those things I feel has made me, go really far into this artistic side of myself was that I just had to, or else I would die. That's really what it comes down to, is that I have to be an artist or else I would die.
Yeah.
And so just trusting that and just going deeper into that, and just doing as much as I can every day.
So trust yourself and concentrate on self-healing.
Yes.
Self-actualization.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And bacon is self-care.
And bacon is self-care.
From an earlier conversation we had. Okay, so let's get into the hardcore interview. I have kind of a special interview. We're not just going to do a set list of questions here. I like the select your own question. Yes. And I think we're going to today go with my lucky number 7. Okay. I've decided. Okay. So it's kind of like I'm going to read your future here with interviews. No. Let's get, so you can just clear your mind, like you're getting a reading here. Mm-hmm. Oh, let's do it this way so you didn't get a preview. Just clear your mind and you select 7 questions that feel good to you.
Ooh, okay.
You could either be doing yourself good or getting yourself in trouble.
I know, I'm excited. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You can move them around if you want to. Like whatever you want.
6. Oh, last one. 7. Oh, I'm so excited for this.
Okay, let's see what we're getting into.
Star Trek or Star Wars? Oh, are you gonna ask? Okay.
Yes, no, that's okay. You can ask them yourself if you
No. Okay.
But yes, your first question is Star Trek or Star Wars, and why?
Okay, so I never watched any of them, but I do think of myself as a nerd about things like Harry Potter or anything that's like witch related or things like that. Percy Jackson, I love all. So, but like Star Wars and Star Trek, never got into them. But the new age stuff, that's Star Trek, that has Chris Pine in it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And his blue ass eyes, like that's so Star Trek.
I hear you.
So I picked Star Trek out of those things.
I have not heard a better reason to choose that. That's perfect. Okay.
A lot of words already.
That's fine. That's fine. This is a little more serious. Mm-hmm. What are the top 3 or so musicians or bands you think everyone must listen to?
Nice. Okay. So let me think. Okay, so we're gonna start with the big one and just go from there. Beyonce, obviously. If you're like, I'm amazing because I don't follow mainstream and I don't listen to Beyonce because everybody else, like, cool, glad you can give yourself those points. But I think Beyonce is so much deeper than, she comes off as this like very sexy, like raw, like roar lioness person, right? But I think, especially if you listen to some of the stuff that is more recent, where she sort of has more control over her creative, versus like when she was being managed a lot and all of that, I think she's becoming this very, very, she's giving us a lot of mature content as like a woman who has worked through pain,
Yes.
The whole Lemonade album is work through pain. She does so much work of involving everyone in the community. She'll involve a lot of Black people, which I think is awesome. There's this young Black photographer that she asked for him to shoot for the cover of a big magazine. I want to say Vogue, but I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. But now you have this like 20-year-old Black photographer who's out there now doing it because Beyonce, like to me, Beyonce is all around a person who is very talented, huge, crazy work ethic, a lot of community, a lot of heart for community and involving everyone, in a very, very family, and she's very protective. And so Beyonce, everybody should listen to Beyonce and love her. Second person, I like Sid, the creator, a lot, SYD. I haven't listened to a lot of her songs, but she was in a band. It was called The Internet, and they have a lot of good, like kind of like R&B, futuristic pop hits. And on her own, I think she writes a lot of deeper stuff that is still like good to dance to. So that to me, because I'll have a lot of music that I'll be like, this is only for me to dance to. I don't care. But she sort of brings it together. And my favorite song by her is All About Me. Mm-hmm. And it just speaks a lot to me about myself and my own level of like where I'm at in life and artistic wise. So listen to her.
And lucky number 3.
Lucky number 3. I'm trying to figure out who I want to like represent right now. I'm just gonna go for the fun part. The fun Backstreet Boys.
Really?
Yeah, just because for me, this is why. Backstreet Boys to me, when I was younger, right, even before like I was in the US and I spoke English, like even before that, it was like these 5 guys who were best friends and they just sing and wear like matching outfits and they're all good looking and
nice.
And I have a lot of memories of like sneaking down to the basement and putting the CD in the DVD player and sitting like right next to the TV so it could be as loud as possible and I could feel like the, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Obviously the main hits like, you know, you are, like all that, My Fire, all those songs,
yeah.
But like, even like the deeper ones. I remember listening to the one that was like, it was like I think the 2005 album that was about Kevin's dad having passed away. Oh. And that song is called Never Gone. And it's so deep. And so, and then throughout the years, we haven't seen anything problematic from them. Well, no, we've seen a few things, but they've been like about them. They haven't been like, these singers are doing horrible things to people. So I hope I don't find out anything like that since I just said it. But I
think they're probably upstanding guys.
Yeah, they're just guys who maybe like have some hard things have happened, but they really love the craft and they love each other, and you can feel that. So Backstreet Boys.
Well, that's so cool. I love that you have that as one. I do. Well, because a lot of times you'll have some of the more popular, or where they might be called, you know, pop or bubblegum pop, and people forget that some of those musicians, they have true substance, just like any other musicians.
Yeah.
And, you know, whether it's right out there or hidden, there is, you know, feeling in that. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a little more fun question.
Okay.
You are stranded on a desert island.
Okay.
And your only companion is one of the following.
Okay.
A young Andrew Dice Clay.
Okay.
B, Rush Limbaugh. Or C, Charlie Sheen and Courtney Love together.
So 2 people.
Yeah, but it's Charlie Sheen and Courtney Love.
Yeah, okay.
So would you rather be stuck for eternity on a desert island with
eternity?
a young, well, you know, it could be like a week or it could be 5 years.
Okay.
It's a desert island.
It's a desert
you don't
island.
know.
Yeah.
So a young Andrew Dice Clay, Rush Limbaugh, or Charlie Sheen with Courtney Love.
Well, who's Andrew Dice Clay? Tell me a little bit more about him.
He did movies years ago. That shows how old I am. Can we retract this question to not show my age?
I want to know about him.
He's like macho manly guy, like in the movies. Like I don't know who the actor is, like as a person in real life, but we're talking about the movie character, which would be like a macho manly guy that, you know,
can like build a cabin.
Well, yeah, but it would also insult you as a woman.
Oh, okay.
Like one of those movie characters, they're like, oh.
Okay, so basically these are pretty much all terrible people.
Yes.
So
Charlie Sheen, you're going to be getting manly work done and getting insulted by a woman. You're going to be hearing about what is Rush Limbaugh, Republican politics, or Charlie Sheen and Courtney Love would be a party, but what kind of party would they be?
Yeah, so Charlie Sheen and Courtney Love might not be terrible people. They just have
fun
habits.
They're just fun.
Yes. I think I saw...
Are they too much fun?
I saw a picture once or a video of Courtney Love at some red carpet event or something that was like her and fans, and she let a fan suck on her nipple.
Shut up.
Right out there. So, I mean, on one hand, yeah, they seem fun, but like that's not my kind of life. So, I'm gonna say Rush Limbaugh, and I'll tell you why.
Really? Yes.
Because he is the worst person. He talks about women like we all, right? But the thing is, I could take him in a fight. I really could. And then I would just have to meet over the island. Because this Andrew Dice Clay guy, if we were about to fight, because I couldn't live with him, so he would take me. Charlie Sheen and Courtney Love.
No, if I can show you a picture of Andrew Dice Clay.
But it sounds like you could probably...
So, but you're going to stick with...
Rush Limbaugh, because I felt like I could take him and then I would rule, and then I would have done the world a great service by getting rid of Rush Limbaugh for everyone. So That's what I
That's
do.
Fantastic. This isn't a younger picture, it's an older picture of Andrew Dice
Oh,
Clay.
God, yeah, no, I don't.
Sorry, Andrew Dice Clay. All right, so next, getting back to the serious again.
Okay.
Is there a particular method you use to find opportunities to display your craft? So, a way that you might find venues to perform at, or, you know.
Yeah. I would say that so one thing about me, right? One thing about me that I'm learning to kind of sink back into as an artist and as somebody who trusts and loves myself more these days, is that I sort of like, I've always been this very bubbly person as a kid. I've always been very like, not in everyone's face, like in a way that's annoying, which as a kid I probably was.
No.
But it's more like, I grew to feel bad about that part of myself. I grew to feel bad about feeling like I make friends really easily or that people really enjoy my company, because it sort of got twisted into I'm extra, I'm too much, I'm whatever. Yeah. And, you know, and then I could say a lot of that has to do with like the way I was raised, but also as an adult, I took those things and made them. Like I accepted it, you know what I mean? And I allowed it to sort of like spread. And so in order to get rid of that, I really just do what feels good. And sometimes I'll literally just have a conversation with a random person, especially in coffee shops when I'm working a lot and have been sitting there for a while and I'm bored. So I do a lot of talking to random strangers, random people all the time. And
that kind of helps you find places to... Okay.
I'll randomly I'll talk to somebody, we'll exchange cards or something like that, or we'll talk about the craft or art or what they're doing, or I'll just bust out and be like, I remember being at Starbucks once and I wrote a poem, part of my flash poetry poems for this mom and daughter, that it was like the daughter's birthday and they were hanging out, the mom was already so happy about it, and just things like that. So I don't stop myself, basically, is what I would say. If I feel like talking to this person, if I feel like showing off what I do, I'll do it. And a lot of times it turns into somebody who wants to be a friend, somebody who wants to attend my events, somebody who wants to be around me because I allow myself to be.
Right on.
So
make those connections and follow your instincts, and it will lead you to places to display art.
This leads me to a song right now.
Do it.
Listen to your heart. When he's calling for you, listen to your heart. There's nothing... I'm done.
No, that was beautiful.
I love that song.
That was beautiful.
I love that song.
And it's so accurate right now.
Yeah.
So I have something interesting happen with our choose your own questions. I mean, select your own questions, not to be confused with the other
things.
Any choose your own other things. So one of the cards I accidentally have two questions on, and then another one of the cards I accidentally already asked you the question. So we have the same amount of questions, but we already told me advice for newbie artists. So we'll go to the one that I accidentally have two questions on. What are the top 3 or so albums you think everyone must listen to?
Oh gosh. Okay.
So they don't have to be the same artists from before.
Yeah. So interesting thing is that I don't think I'm too good at being like an album. Here's an album, like, because I do a little bit of like listening to what's like good out here. Also, then like it's a mixture of like what's going on today versus what I love from the past. So I'm not good at like I know a lot of songs, but if I was gonna go into albums. Go back to that.
Well, it doesn't have to be just musical albums. It could be like spoken word or or anything like that.
So so speaking of that, so 2 things right that come to mind. One, my friend Corey Pickett, she's in the area here. She has a magazine called Queen Shit, which is great. I contribute to it every month. Deadline coming up soon for this month. So she just released a spoken word album with visuals.
Oh, nice.
And it was really great. Yeah, she held a little party. It was on her birthday. So I would say to Google search, Facebook search Corey, that's with a K, K-O-R-I-E, Pickett, P-I-C-K-E-T-T. And she, I don't want to mispronounce what she named her album as because it means a lot to her. But I would say to look that up or Google Queen Shit. And so she's somebody that she someone else who was an artist took a lot of her pain and personal troubles and just really upheaving things that could have just, put her away, put all the rest of us away, like a lot of this pain, but she put art. She made it into art. So I would say to look that up. Back to Beyonce, as all conversations should be. The Lemonade album is amazing because, on the surface you're like, oh, she wrote Lemonade. She did Lemonade because her man cheated on her. It's deeper than that. She put together this thing that's a combination of obviously really great songs, really great lyrics, performance. She has poetry. Almost every song starts or ends with a poem that it's read in her voice, and those artists must feel amazing. I feel so amazing if Beyonce took one of my poems and put it into something.
I couldn't even imagine.
I would die 1,000 times over it.
Yeah. Maybe we start emailing her our stuff.
I know, yeah, just like, hey Beyonce, I'm just texting Beyonce.
Just thought you might like this one.
And so and then up in the dancing, and it's just like you get to look at Black women as a whole from the history. She'll have a lot of images of like young Black girls versus like growing into like older Black women. She has tributes to a lot of the people that have been killed by police brutality. She has, it is an amazing album to listen to all the songs and to watch the whole visual album. It's about an hour and 15 minutes or something like that. I could never speak enough about Beyonce, so I would say those two. I don't think I can think of a third album that I have that many feelings for.
No, that's okay. Yeah. That's okay. Yeah. So, this looks like our last question.
Oh,
are you ready?
I've really been having fun.
You can draw more. We'll just go through the whole stack. Okay. So this is kind of a deeper one.
Oh, okay. Good.
And it could be a short answer. But is there anything you wish you could go back and change so far in your life?
Wow. Okay. So.
And it could be anything at all, obviously, or as applied to how you did your career path as far as your art goes, or just. I'm saying you don't have to give me all kinds of details about it. You can give me as much as you want, but this is a video going on YouTube. And
Yeah. I would say no, there is not anything I wish I could change because I have had a lot of things happen in my life. I've had to overcome a lot of things, and in the middle of each one, I'm just like, yeah, if I hadn't, done this, or if I had done this more, if I had started earlier or something like that. But at the same time, it's like if I hadn't gone through everything in my life that has been horrible has led to me growing, has led to me changing something about myself, I have this toothache right now that I'm not feeling enough because I'm like on ibuprofen, but also it's led me to be a lot more clean about my teeth. So I don't really floss, but I've been doing oil pulling, and it's making me feel, that's just like a quick example. I'm trying to think what the worst thing was. Obviously being homeless was pretty shitty. And the other thing too that I know too is that a lot of the situations that I've been in it, some of them have been through a lot of irresponsible actions on my part. And so it would make no sense to go back and undo that because I didn't learn the thing that made me learn how to not make those decisions.
Absolutely.
So I 100% at this point right now, everything I've gone through in my life that's been painful or just really life-changing, I wouldn't be who I am today without it. So I wouldn't change anything.
I agree. I have the same philosophy. I think that's a beautiful thing. We have to go through even the hard stuff to kind of be where we're at.
Definitely.
Well, thank you so much for this interview, and I'm really looking forward to your performance. So we will take a brief intermission, and then we will get going and hear some of your really amazing stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That's awesome. Okay. Everything kept recording. He had a style. And so I came to see him and listen for a while. And there he was, this young boy, stranger to my eyes, strumming my pain with his fingers.
One time.
Singing my life with his words.
Two times.
Killing me softly with his song. Killing me softly with his song. Telling my whole life with his killing me softly with his song. Dun, dun, dun.
Whoa. Yeah, cool. That was awesome.
Okay, that was a preview
Yes.
to Ariane's wonderful performance. So we're now going to see her perform some solo stuff, if you're still with us after I join. But so let's hear it. Thank you so much again, and I look forward to this.
Yeah, thank you.
Go for it.
That was awesome. I'm always down to sing anything, anytime. I do karaoke a lot, so I love
I appreciate it.
all of that.
I appreciate getting to stand by your shine.
Oh my God! Stop, thank you. So, I'm gonna perform some sensual poetry because that's one of the things about myself that I'm learning to step into and to not really deny myself of, right? So I've fought my whole life. I fought myself my whole life on my body, what body positivity means versus what I mean when I say that or think that or want to represent that. And so as part of that, I'm working on a project. I'm recording a bunch of poems that I've written about love and sensuality, but I'm still a virgin. I'm writing these poems from that standpoint and sort of with the hope and wants that I have, and really learning to make that all a healthy journey for myself. So these are a couple poems from that collection, and be on the lookout for the album. I am desirable. I am desirable. My existence is valid. My presence is pleasure. My name brings holy joy. My smile warms you, reminds you of brighter days. My laugh eases the stillness underneath your lungs and tickles your breath until you laugh back. The song in my voice oils the gates that you're entering, they slide open and you feel. In my eyes, I save the best for last because my eyes twinkle like Christmas strings. Let you remember your faith in love and being taken care of. Looking into their soft velvet brownness, it's like reaching out for a hand to hold, finding one, rejoicing the warmth that gets tighter as they wrap their fingers around yours. I am desirable. I am love. I wrote that piece, which is called I'm Desirable, almost like a lawyer presenting a case before a judge. Of course, I am the lawyer, judge, audience, defendant in this whole situation, right? Because I'm telling myself why I'm desirable. I'm reminding myself why. And I'm making it about things that are deeper than your body, which will be interesting because you'd think I would write about my body, but I haven't done that yet. So this next poem is a little bit of like a question. It is a bit of like this next poem is called Is It You? I've written it over, I think, like years of like adding a couple lines here and there over what has, sort of like got me going about someone. And I put it together, and I hope you like it. Is it you that makes my thighs itch? Is it you that's got my hands shaking on static sparks, like legs of that nervous dancer waiting backstage? Is it you that makes my blood float up, warming my cheeks and glowing pink beneath the skin? Is it your words, full of velvet promises that pull the corners of my mouth, breath rushing out along with light? Is it you that takes my entire being over, scenes of us playing in the background of every thought, false memories of kisses and rubs and silk songs and deep voices flowing me into every room? Are those your phantom hands I could feel gripping my pillows? Are those your groans I can hear muted between them? Is that your insistent tongue I feel begging? Is it you? so that's that poem. Yay! It's hard to do a poem and not have somebody clap for you after. I don't have like the validation. Thank you.
Yes, no. Just so you know, the whole world is going to be clapping when I publish this.
Thank you.
Thank
you. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm back here trying to be quiet to not ruin your stuff.
I know, because that last one gets a little quiet. I know.
Yeah. The quieter I get, the more I actually like it, because, you know, I'm annoying as heck when I don't like something.
I feel you. Okay, so this last one is called Mango. And I would say this is my first ever, this is the poem that I first ever wrote that was sensual, that I performed live and everything. I recently got to win a slam with this poem. It was amazing. I got really into it. I think I may have moaned on stage, which was not intentional, but it happened. And then someone at that event gave me a mango, which was my favorite thing. It was awesome. I wish I want that more, to do poems and have somebody give me a gift out of what I just said. So it was a really good mango too. I saved it for a couple of days. My brother was like, oh, can we get into that? And I'm like, no, that's my mango. That is for me to eat by myself. So, give me 1 second. Is there anything more erotic than eating a mango by candlelight? I don't just mean consuming delicious fruit in a relaxing environment. I mean eating a mango. By the light of a single scented candle, showers and fire thrown up on the wall, the rain overhead, far, gentle, echoing. Birds and drums, thunder and wings, flesh so succulently you can almost taste it with just your fingers. Tantalizing. The flirt of your tongue and that slippery sweetness, the citrus scent invading you. The first bite is a rush, sweet chunks and thick juices flowing past your lips, down your throat, racing to meet moans, rising to be known. The candlelight flickers. Fire dancing merrily from behind your closed eyelids as you move, not letting a single free space not meet your teeth, your tongue. You slip it all up and the skin falls back on the plate. Spent. And on it goes, discovering every facet, ingesting. Last, but certainly not least, you pick up the seed, the core, the nut, hard inside shell covered in dripping softness. It barely fits in your mouth, but you don't want to bite it down just yet. You allow it to push itself in as far as it can go, stretching your cheeks and straining your breath. Relax, you tell yourself. You have all the time you need. It is sweeter and wetter on its way out, back in and blurred flesh, back out, hot air filling its space. You bite in, getting all the meat, the sweet leaving wet strings behind. Sitting back, hands sticking to your naked thighs, mouth slick with fruit that you slowly lick off. You think to yourself, damn. Now that was a good mango. Clap for me. Thank you. No, but what on a real note about that kind of stuff, I absolutely need to make noise when I hear other poets. Like we need that as artists. We need to know that we're vibing with the artist and the artist is vibing, with us. So next time you're at a poetry event or someone doing poetry, don't be shy. Don't think, oh, if I'm loud, I'll interrupt them. No, you make them stronger. So just let it out. But that's it.
Hell yeah. That's a really good point. Next time I get you to do this, I'm filling the place up because I am not loud enough. So other people can support you. Can you tell us where we can find you at on social media or your website? Or
yes.
So I'm going to kneel before you.
I know.
You're so took my chair away.
I know. So I just my friend and I just created my website, and I'm really excited about it. It is feelandhealpoetry.com. So all of it's spelled as usual. Feel and Heal, HEAL, which for me personally stands for Help Everyone Allow Love. So if you go to that website, feelandhealpoetry.com, you will see all the services I offer has to do with poetry, which a lot of it is like personal commissions. I do I have different clients that you can read it, and you can read their testimonials on the website as well. I do workshops where I just kind of help people write poetry the way I write, and I'm excited about it. And I have a list of events on the website as well, what's coming up.
Nice.
So that's the main thing. And you can see all my social medias from there too, and just keep up with me because I do a lot of, I'm also acting right now. I'm doing theater.
Oh, sweet.
I'm doing theater. I got to do a Southern accent next week for the Fur Festival next week. So
I got it.
You think so?
Can we have a little sample?
I try. Okay, there's this line where it's like it's a 10-minute play within a lot of 10-minute plays, and so I play the best friend of somebody who we're at a restaurant, and he's I think I know that waitress, and I'm like, who, her? Yeah, she bought me a drink, whatever. And I'm supposed to be like, tell her, like, I'm like that, this encouraging person. So at one point, she comes up and she takes our order, and then she leaves, and he didn't say anything. So I'm like, the line is, you could have asked her right then and there, you pussy. I'm supposed to say that with a Southern accent and stage whispering.
I am redneck deep down.
Oh, yeah?
Actually, if I drink tequila, it comes out a lot. So it'd be something like, wait, tell me the line again.
You could have talked to her right then and there, you pussy.
It'd be like, you could have talked to her right then and there, you pussy. That's my real voice right there.
You could have talked to her right then and there, you
yeah.
Pussy.
You pussy.
Pussy.
You could have talked to her right then and there, you pussy. And then you could throw in down by the creek, over by the holler.
Yeah. Good.
What? Yeah.
So much to work with. I like that. Yeah, I have to.
Last time I saw you was knee high to a grasshopper. Throw in something like that.
Yeah, one of those phrases. Yeah. I definitely want to be a very like Alabama, like I got peaches and whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I peaches. I don't know, but yeah. So. Yeah, this has been really fun. I feel this is exciting.
It's been fun for me too. Thank you so much for getting me back in my interview game.
Oh, good.
And I had done some interviews a while back, and then I just kind of wanted to try something a little more fun. And you are one of the funnest people I know. So thank you for letting me try you.
Oh my God, this has been great. So, you definitely. And then as you watch this video and follow me, definitely do everything you can to follow Melodie because she does a lot of going to different spots and photographing artists and giving us sort of I remember, seeing pictures when I was first coming around this area, in fact, and performing and being like, I'm a fucking performer. It is from seeing her pictures and just how she captures you in that moment. So definitely do what you can to follow Melodie.
Thank you so much. And
follow her personal art.
Follow Ariane as well. And real quick, spell your first and last name for everybody so they can find you online.
Yes, Ariane is Ariane. Last name Cyusa, Cyusa. I felt like I was talking to a credit card collector. Right now. It's if you feel my energy went off, I was just like, oh.
So if anybody needs to get their debt paid or steal some identity, do not steal her identity, but follow her and support her. Thank you so much. Yeah. And I will see you guys next time.